Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to another behind-the-scenes video. Today I'm planning a brand new minigame. As of now, I don't know what the minigame's going to be called, because I haven't come up with a name yet, but you can see in the title of the video what the minigame's going to be. So, I think this is going to be quite a simple build. It's going to be quite a small minigame, which I think kind of makes a better behind-the-scenes video, because I can kind of show you a lot more of it. Because a game like this game, Pirate Plunder, this game took me about a day to plan. By a day, I mean, I don't know, a good 10 hours to design this game. And you might think, looking at it now, it's very simple, but that's just because I had to keep changing it. I kept changing the size of the arena, what the rules are, and things like, designing a game like this takes a really long time, but this is a very simple concept game. So let me kind of tell you where my head is at the moment. So my thinking is to have two platforms opposite each other, and then the aim of the game is to shoot each other off the platforms. So let's just do a little example here down here. So let's say there's a platform here and then a platform here. We're going to be standing on each platform. They're going to be further apart than this, but we're basically just trying to shoot each other off, not to kill each other with the arrows, but to just knock them off. They then fall down, they can climb back up and drop down and then carry on battling. I guess the big twist is, and this is actually going to be a good time to test this, is to have a wall behind the players, so that if you fire an arrow and it gets stuck in the wall, the person on this side can then go boop, pick up the arrow, and then fire it back. Because you're going to have a very limited amount of arrows, and then there's going to be a dropper, which is going to at random points, well, not random points, like every now and then, it's just going to go and drop another arrow down, so you have another arrow to play with. So that's kind of the concept I have at the moment. And something that I'm asked a lot is how I come up with my ideas for all my mini games. I know probably not so much this one, because it's basically knock each other off with a bow and arrow, but I can never really answer that question properly, because I always kind of get inspired from different places. But there's kind of two places I got inspired for kind of sections of this game. One is from the first video I did on Map Pack 3 of the battle minigame. I got into a really awkward bow and arrow fight where I was just shooting someone and he was just dodging really well, and I just couldn't hit him, and it was really funny. And I thought, a game where there's two people just trying to hit each other and just dodging quite close together, I just thought that would be fun. And then the idea for having the limited amount of arrows and kind of having to pick up each other's arrows is from a game called Towerfall, which is actually one of my favorite video games of all time. It's basically a local multiplayer game, 2D game where you're shooting each other with bows and arrows, but you only have I think you start off with 3 arrows, and then you need to pick up other arrows throughout the game. And I love that game. I absolutely adore that game. The reason why we bought a PS4 rather than an Xbox One for the living room is because it's only on PS4. Well, it's not on Xbox, basically. So that's how much I love this game. So that kind of gave me the idea as well for having a very limited amount of arrows. So one of the big things I'm not sure about at the moment is what the platforms are going to be, because if it's a solid block like this, I'm a little bit worried that you might get a situation where you hit them but they don't fall off. So I might have to maybe sign in a guest and do a few tests, knocking them off to see whether that works. But I'm thinking that the dropper is going to drop down the arrows down from the ceiling like this. And I want to make sure that the arrows do definitely land on the platform every time, because the other option is to use a fence or a cobblestone wall or something, which I think could be fine. It also adds the excitement of it's more difficult to if you sidestep quickly, you could just fall off. So I think that I like that challenge. But my worry is that, yes, this is what my worry was. My worry was that the arrows might fall off. And as we saw by the first one that went down, it did fall off, which means that if it is a fence, I think it's even more likely to fall off. So I might need to come with a better way to do the arrows. I mean, it could be a case of so say if this is the back wall here, let's just go and do a bit of a mock-up. These colors aren't going to be used, but they're probably not going to be used. They might end up being used. This is just me kind of testing before I really start thinking about how the game's going to work. I'm kind of just testing the mechanics at the moment, which is always the first thing I do. So it could be a dispenser, could be here somewhere, and then the dispenser fires out an arrow into the wall behind you, and then that is how you get your arrow. So does that kind of make sense? So I think this should be one lower. Let's put that there. Let's go and fill this full of arrows like this. And so yeah, rather than them being dropped, it could kind of just fire the arrow into the wall like that. And then you could go and just grab the arrow. Of course, you'd have to be careful to make sure that you don't get shot by the dispenser. But that's pretty reliable. And if that wall was a little bit lower as well, I think that's a good way to do it every time. So there we go. I think we've solved the problem of how we're going to get more arrows throughout the game. Because otherwise you could just end up in a situation like if you got bad aim and you shoot your arrow and you're too low and too high and the other person can't get it, then that just means that you could eventually run out of arrows. So I think that maybe every 20 seconds or so, we can have another arrow pop out, which means there is going to be a bit of redstone, but I don't think it's going to be too difficult. And yeah, the other big thing then is whether I want to be on a wall like that, or on a fence, or a cobblestone fence. So I guess I can kind of test all three of them. So there's the normal fence. Then let's go and just put a block here like that. Now let's try a cobblestone wall. Sorry. There's iron bars as well. Actually, could be another option. I don't know if that's a little bit too thin, but I don't know if it actually makes any difference. I think it just kind of looks thinner than a fence, but I think it is actually pretty much the same. So let's just kind of run along them, because I'm not sure whether it's like, I don't think it's going to be bumpy, is it, on them? I don't want you to be bouncing up and down. This actually feels quite nice. This actually looks like quite a nice platform to be trying to do this on. You do look like you're floating a little bit, and I don't like the look of that. You see that it looks like I'm floating? That's not me in fly mode. It's because basically the way these walls and fences work is it's basically as if there's a half slab on top of them. So I don't like the look of that when you're playing. It looks a little bit glitchy, but that could be good. And then we got the iron bars, which doesn't have that problem. So maybe the iron bars is the option. I don't know if it is too difficult to dodge, because if I'm going here back and forth, I think that there's going to be much more danger of me just falling off. Then again, this isn't too difficult. If you kind of just keep lined up, you can actually dodge pretty well by going back and forth. So that might be okay. And then the other option is these fences, which is kind of the same as the cobblestone wall. But the good thing about the fences, I think it looks nicer, and it might give me an opportunity to have maybe birch against spruce, the game, where one half's like birch, one half spruce, and then the fences kind of fit in. And then, yeah, the other option is just to use blocks like this. So what I think I might do is I might sign in a guest and just shoot some arrows at them and just see do they definitely fall off when I hit them. Because I want it to be basically when you're hit, you're out, and then maybe once someone's fallen down 3 times, they're out completely. So I would kind of like it to be that every time someone's hit, they get out, because you could kind of go right to the front of the block like this, and maybe if you get hit, you might just kind of bounce back like that, but not actually fall down. So yeah, I'm going to sign in a guest now, and then we can have ourselves a little bit of a test to go. Okay, I've signed in a guest, so let's use them as a test. So let's go and just teleport them to the wall. Then let's do what I said about. Let's put them right to the front of the wall like this, and then let's just basically fire some arrows into them and see whether they end up falling off. So let's go give me a few spare arrows. Sorry about this, Tennis Steve. Let's just go and build up to kind of roughly about where I would be, about this height here, and then yeah, let's go into survival mode. Otherwise the arrows are going to go straight through them. I guess I can leave it on peaceful, that doesn't matter. And yeah, let's see whether this knocks them off. Oh, it just bounced off them. Did you see that? Why did it? Oh, it's because it's in peaceful. That's why. Okay, I think it does have to be in easy then, I guess. Right, let's see if this is enough to knock them off. Why are the arrows bouncing off them? What? What? Why are the arrows bouncing off them? That's not supposed to happen, is it? Can I hit them? I can hurt them, but the arrows are just bouncing off them. Is that a glitch? Why is that happening? Let me try and shoot them from down here. Look, the arrows, for some reason, are just bouncing off them. Let's see if can I shoot myself? Yeah, look, I can hit myself. Let's try switching this around then, shall we? Let me just throw all of this stuff down here, and let's control the guest and get the guest to shoot me, and to see whether that works. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if you know what was going on then. Whoop, I'm not inverted. I normally play inverted. It's just bouncing off. Why are arrows just bouncing off? What am I missing? What am I not thinking about here? There's no look. We're on We're on survival, we're on easy, and the arrows, for some reason, are just bouncing off. Well, this isn't very good. If there's a glitch in the game at the moment in Minecraft, which means that arrows don't work, then this isn't going to be very helpful. So, hopefully it's some glitch to do with guests, or maybe it's like, because I'm in this world or something, but it does seem to be very peculiar. So what I might do is I'm going to go and try and sign in a account from a different Xbox and bring them in, see if it still does the same glitch. Or I might try and load up in a different world. But look, it's not letting me attack them. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's maybe because they don't have permissions. Okay. I think I've solved the problem. Okay, it's not a glitch. It was my bad. That was confusing. Did you work out what the problem was before I did? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Right, let's go and put this this person back on their perch. I'm going to go and turn them to inverted as well. There we go. I can actually move them around properly now. And yeah, let's go and give them some armor as well, just because this might get a little bit damaging for them otherwise. Yes, I know how the inventory works. Let's go and give them the armor. And yeah, let's go and have another test now, and let's see whether this is going to actually work this time. So let's go and give the bow and the arrow like this. Let's go back to survival mode, and yeah, let's see whether this is enough to knock them off. If it is, there we go, easily. You can see they properly banged into the back wall. So yeah, that means I'm probably just going to use a wall like this rather than the fences or anything. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and like I'm going to get a little bit of it built just to kind of start working out the gameplay. I'm not going to worry too much about what it looks like. I just want to make sure that the game works and the game's fun and kind of properly work out the rules. And once I've kind of started developing that and I'm about halfway through that, I'm going to start recording again and kind of show you what I've decided to end up doing. So yeah, talk to you again in just 1 second. Right, welcome back. I've done a bit of work. I've done a bit of building. So this is kind of the design I've come up with so far. So let me kind of explain how this is. So this is going to be like the same on this side here. Like imagine this is a symmetrical. Like I was just about to start building this side, then I thought I'd kind of show you kind of what it is that I'm planning to do for starters. So ignore the colors, ignore the design, ignore what it looks like. But I think I've kind of come up with a... Go away, slimes. I think I've kind of come up with a pretty good idea for like the game mechanics, I guess, at this point. I haven't sorted out the dispensers or any of that stuff, but right. This is what we're thinking of here. So I'm over here, and someone's over there on the same thing, shooting arrows back and forth, trying to dodge each other. There's 15 blocks in between us. That seemed like quite a nice number. Originally, I did it closer, but I thought it might be a little bit too easy. I think this is just about difficult enough, like where... you kind of need to predict where the other person's going and to be able to dodge, where it's just not too hard, but not too difficult. So I think this is quite a nice distance. Of course, I'm going to have a bit of a test to go a little bit later on if I invite someone else in just to make sure. But I'm pretty happy with this distance. But yeah, so I'm here. I get knocked off. I only need to fall down to here, really, because... like, there's no point you falling off. Like, there's no point building this high up or anything, because then you have to climb up every time. So if I fall to here, then that means I'm just going to land down here. And then I go through this doorway. I climb up this ladder up the back here. I'm now in this room where I can see kind of what's going on down there, and then I can pick my moment. I can kind of go back and forth, but of course I could fall and get immediately shot down, so you kind of want to go like boop and just make sure you're ready, because you're straight back into the fray. And then that just makes the game really fast, because you get knocked down, you're straight back up this ladder, and then you're kind of straight back into the game again. So that's pretty much the way the gameplay's going to be. The only thing I haven't worked out is the dispensers. So like, I don't know, maybe like the way I could do this, like I want it to be reliable. I want to make sure that every time the dispensers fire, you do get an arrow. But like, wouldn't it be cool if like the arrow, like they're firing from the opposite side over here or something like that? Then imagine if I'm here, then I could just go and grab it like that. Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe it needs to be like a little bit further in. Let's try and build it. Let's get this side built a little bit. So I'm actually thinking of doing this slightly lower, because I did a test. And at the moment, if I go to drop down, it hurts me like a tiny bit. Like, actually, doesn't even hurt me. Like, I go like, ow, but my heart didn't actually go down at all. Let me just go and test this again. Yeah, they kind of just flash a little bit. Yeah, maybe it is fine like this. I don't know if I might make the thing just a little bit lower, just to make it like quicker to go and start. So let's try that on that side and see how different it is. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go up 4 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So that means that this part should be built out around here. I feel like that's a little bit too claustrophobic though, having that roof above you for some reason. Does that look? Actually, I think it's supposed to be 1 higher, isn't it? Let's see. Let's kind of just see how this this ends up looking. So this would be the floor along here, like this along to there, and then the windows there, obviously, just so you can see out, but you can't be shot, which is quite an important thing. So how's actually that's okay, isn't it? So there's 1, 2, 3 above there, and here it's 1, 2. Oh, wait, is this right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I've just done exactly the same, actually. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna keep it like this. This is fine for this test anyway. So let's go and build the window in and stuff, and then let's try and work out a good place to have the dispenser, because the other problem with kind of having it at the top here is I need to get the redstone in somewhere, and so it's always nicer to have the redstone under the ground, because it's all, you know, nicely all nicely hidden. So yeah, let's kind of work out how we're going to do this, because if it fired from like here, let's say, for example, let's just see whether it's kind of consistent enough to be an option anyway, because it doesn't always fire in the exact same way, dispensers. So let's see, where does this land if I fire that? So that is perfect. Where that one landed is perfect, because I could just go and grab that here. But let's just do a few attempts and see, does it always land there? So that one's good. That one's good. That one's good, just about. That one, that one's not good. You can see, like, look, it could either land down there or up there. You can see just how much, like, difference there is in terms of where it could land. And, you know, that's not even traveling a big distance. But, of course, you know, the less far it's traveling, the less likely that's going to happen. So, maybe I could have them, like, here-ish, maybe? Like, maybe they could be, like, in the middle, like this, and have, like, 2 dispensers like that, maybe? That fire to, like, either side, possibly. Like, I don't want it to be kind of I don't want there to be cover in the middle is the other problem. So, yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a think about this. I'm gonna have a bit of a play around and kind of work out exactly where I want these dispensers to be, because I could even be like here somewhere. Like if they were here, like I'm pretty sure you'd be able to grab them. Like if that fires to there, like I'm pretty sure you can just grab that, can't you? Yeah, you can just grab them. They're kind of out the way a little bit, but you know, you could still easily grab those. So maybe having them here might be the best option, and you just need to go and walk over them to grab them. So that might be the way I end up doing it. But I did kind of like the idea of you needing to dodge them. Like the perfect thing would be if they're here kind of firing diagonal, but of course this is Minecraft, they can only kind of fire one of 4 ways. So yeah, once again I'm going to have a little bit of a play around, and once I've kind of worked things out a little bit further, I'm going to go and yeah, bring you back in, and yeah, I can kind of show you what I've come up with since then. So I've got a little mini update. I've kind of just changed the idea a little bit. So this is the current plan, is to have these here, these dispensers, and then these are going to be the things that fire up the arrows. Instead of firing them onto the back wall or like dropping them out anywhere, it's going to fire them into the ceiling up there. Okay. Oh no. Okay. So this is a, like, it's not a glitch in the game, but there's a thing in the game which makes it that, like, if there's too much going on in the world and it's lagging or too many dispensers, then instead of firing out arrows, it kind of like launches them out like a dropper. So these are dispensers, but imagine they're getting fired into the ceiling, because that's the way it is going to work. Like normally just flying around the map for a bit and coming back fixes. Actually, let me just test that. Normally if you just kind of fly around a little bit and then fly back, it does fix it. So yeah, if you are having that in your world where dispensers are basically acting like droppers, that's kind of the solution I have come up with in order to fix it, is just to fly away and then come back again. So let's see if this has worked. It might not have worked. I don't know if I flew away far enough, but nope, it still hasn't worked. But yeah, imagine they're firing arrows and then they're getting stuck to that block there. So the other twist I've done is, rather than doing it as like a timer and then just randomly being fired out, I came up with a better idea, because the problem with that idea is, say everyone still has all of their arrows. Like I don't really want to add more arrows in. So the way I'm going to do it is, you only get more arrows once both players have run out of all of their arrows. And the way you're going to know that is, once you've run out of arrows, you pull a lever. once both players have pulled the lever, it will then fire out an arrow from both dispenser, which means both players will then have another 2 arrows to play with, and they kind of need to run between them to grab them, and then the game carries on. So the way that the redstone works is similar to redstone I've done in the past. It's pretty simple, but you can see here, basically, if there's 2 levers here, once these are both pulled, that redstone's going to get lit up. So let's just do a bit of an example. Let's put a piston there. So, oh, that's not going to help. That's going to break its own redstone. But yeah, if I put another lever down here and switch it, you can see that that's going to work, but it needs both levers to be switched to open. So it's very simple redstone. It's just this, basically a few torches and a bit of redstone. So I'm going to have that under the ground in the middle. So now I just need to work out where I'm going to have the lever and kind of what the middle of this area is going to be. And yeah, I'm going to try and fix this glitch with the dispenser, because it's really annoying because I can't test the game otherwise while it's doing this. And I don't know what it is that kind of causes it properly. Like, I messaged 4J and they just said that, like, if there's loads of dispensers firing rapid fire, then that might be doing it. And oh, maybe this is doing it. These are dispensers firing. Maybe this is the thing that's affecting it. Let's kind of break that and switch that off. Are these firing over here as well? Yeah, okay, there are a lot of dispensers firing, to be fair. Maybe that's what the problem is. So let's kind of break some of this redstone as well, and hopefully that's going to fix it, and then it's going to work again. Fingers crossed. Nope. Okay, I might load up the world again, because that should hopefully be able to fix it. But yeah, once again, I'm going to come back in once I've worked out exactly how this is going to be. I'm thinking of changing the dimensions a bit as well, and making these so there's a single doorway. Oh yeah, I made another change as well. This is quite a cool change. So instead of having ladders to get up the back like that, I thought I could just have a minecart. Because look, if you just jump up and get in the minecart, then you can just get up way quicker than climbing up a ladder. And so just to speed up the game, you can do that. And look how fast you can do that. You drop down. I'm like, no, I fell. I come back here. I jump, get into the minecart, and I'm straight back up again. So yeah, I thought that was a much better method than using the ladder. So goodbye ladders. But yeah, once again, I'm going to come back in once I've kind of developed things a little bit further along. As you can see, things have moved on quite a lot since the last little clip you saw. So this isn't what the game's going to look like. I think that this looks, I don't know, I mean, it's a very Stampy style game. Like, I like having the split colors and then the line down the middle. Like, I certainly like simplicity when it comes to these games, but I don't think I'm going to do it red versus blue. I might change, like, play around with colors, and I don't know, like, I'm going to, in some way, try and make it look a little bit more interesting, because I think this does look quite similar to, I don't know, something like Enderball and a lot of the other games that I've built before. But I think this is pretty much what it's going to end up being like in terms of the shape. So let me kind of talk you through what is different. These are like proper rooms now. There's roofs, there's walls around the outside. I've decided to go with these mine carts in order to go up. Something weird about these mine carts, though, is that you always get out the mine cart in the same direction. So on this side, you can see it's a bit of a mess, and that's because, like, when I get out the mine cart, I land here, otherwise I fall off. So yeah, I'm going to have to kind of test it when I build it in my lovely world in terms of, you know, which side needs this or whether I do need this. Like, maybe if I did it the other way around, I wouldn't need it like that or something. I don't know. So that's something that I'm going to need to work out. But then you can see I drop down here. The redstone will work. So if I switch this lever and that lever, they're all going to fire. They don't actually have any any arrows in them. Oh no, I think I did it the wrong way around. Yeah, you can see, there we go. That's them both switched on, and then all of the torches are lit. If we turn them off, then the torches should go off. Okay, seems like it's not working for some reason at the moment. Oh, there we go. I think it is working. I think I just keep getting confused. So if I switch that one, that's them both switched. And then if I switch either one of them off, then they should go off. Yeah, there we go. It is working. So the way the redstone works is, if I just go down to my little redstone cave, is that it all just links up to one of these things that I showed you earlier. Then these just go and link up to these 2 torches either side. Very simple. It's going to be redstone that I do in the video. Like, whenever I do redstone, I always think, like, am I going to do it in the video or not? That's simple enough that I know I will do it in the video. Then the other thing I added is these little pits down here, and the only thing these are for is basically if someone accidentally falls forward, they'd be stuck inside here. So this is just so they can kind of just go underneath there and get back to here. Then they can go back up to the top again. So that's pretty much the game. So the game needs a name, so I haven't come up with a name yet. Like, sometimes I don't even come up with a name until I'm doing it in my lovely world, so I don't worry about the name too much. Bow Battle or something like that would be totally fine. If I come up with something more interesting, then I'll do that instead. But yeah, the big thing I need to do now is just work out what the game's going to look like. So that's it for designing it. But there will be one more clip at the end of the video just to kind of show you the design that I ended up finally coming up with. Of course, things can change between now and when I build it in my lovely world. So yeah, it might not look exactly the same as the lovely world video, but it will be pretty much there. So yeah, I'll see you in a second. Right then, I think I've pretty much finished designing the game now. This should be pretty much how it looks inside of my lovely world. So you can see I basically, like, I changed the colors first off to purple and orange, just because I didn't have a purple and orange game, and I think they work okay. So I kind of built this a few times. So I did it at first where they were just right next to each other, and it looked okay. I think that looks okay. But when I did the pattern with kind of like the points going to each other, I think that kind of ended up looking a little bit weird, and it all kind of blends into together and doesn't look good. So I added a black outline down the middle, and I think that made it look way better. I think I might add some black wool underneath where the levers are as well, just to kind of make them stand out a little bit as well. So let's kind of do that down there. But yeah, this should be pretty much how it ended up looking in my lovely world. Of course, as I'm recording that, I'm not entirely sure about that. I also changed the size again. I don't know if you realize, but actually, no, you didn't see that. I did make this smaller when I didn't have the black outline, but then I made it bigger again. So I have spent quite a few times building and rebuilding this thing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's ended up. So I haven't come up with a name yet. I'm sure I'm going to come up with that pretty soon, though. Of course, you know what the title is anyway, because you can see on this video. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to the video where I do build this in my lovely world and play it, if you do want to see what the game's like to play. And just my advice for kind of coming up with ideas, whether it's for games or videos or anything, is to not worry about coming up with an amazing idea at first. Just come up with simple that you think, would be okay, and then just keep iterating it and changing it and improving it and working out how you want it to be. And then yeah, hopefully you will end up with something that you will be happy with. So yeah, that's kind of what I did here today. Hopefully you enjoyed this behind the scenes videos. There'll be plenty more coming up on this channel in the future, so stay tuned for that. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!